Hi guys, this is Juno and welcome back to another Summoners War video. Today we are on Tao Ian's account and he wants specific opinions and advice with his RTA team. So please look forward to this account review. We are going to look at his box, which is pretty limited actually. So I'm hoping that his runes could carry him a little, but also at the same time give him some advice on what he needs to do next to improve his playstyle with the current box that he has, because there are some free units that the game gives out. Some of them are really good and he needs to make them. And I'm pretty sure some of you guys already know which unit I'm talking about, but nonetheless, let's start the review and see how this account can improve. Hey guys, before we start the video, if you guys are interested in getting advice and help from me and other Summoners War players, feel free to join my Discord, where the link is in the descriptions below. Also, if you enjoy my content and want to support me, become a Patreon, where the link for it is also in the descriptions. I want to say I appreciate all the support, and believe me, I really do. Anyways, that was it. Let's get back to the video. This account is a 772-day account, actually not that long, but he did reach C2 in regular arena, so good for you. There are a lot of accounts that couldn't achieve this feat in 700 days. Obviously, there are accounts that reached it much earlier, but still, there are many more players that didn't reach this in 1,000 days. He's actually in a pretty low guild, seeing that they're G1 in guild battles, but C3 in Siege. I'm hoping that you're taking advantage of that, ruining up 2 and 3 really nice Siege defenses that are getting a lot of wins, so that you're high up in the contribution. Your RTA is F3. I see why you want some advice there. There is a difference, right? C2 and then F3, which is understandable. It's possible to reach C2 with crappy runes, but it's not that easy to reach C1 with crappy runes in RTA. He is doing all the dungeons, so that's great, and he does have a BJ team, it looks like, so that's great as well. Let's look at his box, because I want to really go straight to the point, especially because it's RTA. It might take longer, so let's actually go here so we see what he's currently running. Let's look at the past games. So it looks like he's running a Japanese cleave with a Draco that's not awakened. Maybe he doesn't have the Bastet, so we could check that out. Okay. There's no speed lead, right? There's no speed lead. Yeah, this person is not really going fast, other than the fact the Bastet. But are you confident with your speed? We'll have to check that out. Again, no speed lead, and this person does. You're getting outsped, you're gonna lose. Well, this person didn't choose 2 speed lead, so you could ban out the Chiu. But I still don't know how you're gonna deal with the Belinus or the Fire Unicorn, because that will just wreck your team if he bans the Draco, because the Fire Unicorn totally just counters the Julie too. Again, another Japanese cleave with a speed lead. Okay, so you do have a speed lead, which is this guy, but that's the only. Oh, actually, you used some math. Okay, that's good. That's actually good. Okay, so it looks like you did try to pull out some speed leads there. It's really hard to do a Japanese cleave these days because there's so many revives and then so many good passives like the Abelio that got buffed. And you need superior rune qualities or some LDNAT 5s that kind of counters that. And I'm pretty sure you don't have that. So let's look at the monster box. Yes, you're running a Japanese cleave. That seems really slow. And if your runes are this slow and you want to improve and reach C1, you have to trust me. In C1, there are people, probably everybody has a faster set than you. Everybody. Almost everybody has a faster set than you. You're actually just way too slow. Okay, this one is actually pretty fast, but I don't know why you're using this when it's not skilled up. Or is it skilled up? No, it's not skilled up, nor is it awakened, nor is it a 6-star. You're just giving them a free Nana stack if they bring out a Nana, right? This guy's just gonna get destroyed, and then what's the point of killing them? Because they're just gonna come back to life. I wouldn't advise you to play this right now, especially if your Draco is not 6-starred and not skilled up and not awakened. And also the speed difference between these two are too big. Most likely, people ban out the Draco knowing that Draco has a better base speed other than the Megan. That's an 8-speed difference. And if the speed difference is this big, you're just too slow. You're just way too slow. And if you want to use this, you want to bring out like the Garo too, which it looks like you don't have, so that's a bummer. Do you have yeah, you have a Garo, so build that if you really want to run the Japanese cleave. Garo's a big plus there. Not 100 crit rates. I'm pretty sure it's not speed tuned. So I think overall the team itself is not good. Let's look at the runes before we keep talking about the team, because it just might be a rune issue. So if you look at Swift, fastest 24 slot 1, okay, not bad. 23, okay. For a C2 player, I guess this is what we're expecting. 31, I didn't expect that. That's an awesome rune. Okay, I see why your Draco is so fast compared to a Megan, because that's probably one rune that's super fast. This could be a 23, not that bad. 22 and then 19, finally at 25. Okay, actually, not bad runes. You do have a rune that's really fast. Some of the slots have mediocre speed runes, over 20, so that's okay. But other than that, they're pretty slow. Let's look at Violent. 18, 17, 16. Okay, they're really slow. 24, 21 there. Okay. I will definitely start getting the grinds. I saw your Bale team. If you have runes like this, why won't you look for that grind? Accuracy is the wrong gem, for sure. You have to go for attack or HP percent. I don't know what you're doing here. You might even argue giving it the legend, but I understand if you don't. But it has to be a percentage stat. This is wrong. I'm going to say it. Change this, because this is so wrong. And then 13, 22, and finally 15. Your slot 6s are super weak. I'm hoping you're going for an HP slot 6 speed for your event rune, because that's really weak. And then your will set 21, 20, okay, 25. That's a good one. Here 18. Okay, again for will 2, I'm hoping you go for either a crit damage slot 4 or a HP slot 4 with high speed, because they're just way too slow. And you have some good runes with potential, so start rolling these, because they could be your next fastest rune. And then find slot 3, 19, slow. Slot 6, 14. Okay, maybe going for a slot 6 HP is also a good option. Actually, then that'll be 2 slot 6s, so you can't do that. So one has to be a slot 4, one has to be a slot 6. You did have a fast rune on the violent side. Or did you? Did you have a fast rune on the violent side? You did. Somewhat fast, right? So, well, you can argue. They're both bad. If it's HP, nonetheless, they're going to be both HP slots. They're going to be both going for speed, either for slot 4 or slot 6. That's all I have to say. So seeing the runes, I see you're not really accustomed to go for a fast team. Let's see what I want to do here. So this is his rune. This is his box, and you can see that it's not that great. And some people that saw the introduction, you guys know what he's missing for a second tier team. It's a damn Riley. You need to build a Riley. Riley is so strong, even in today's meta. Yes, she could be controlled and she might just die sometimes, but there's no other better healer, cleanser, immunity unit than her right now. Like, Friend was her precedence, right? It was her first generation unit, but then as soon as the Riley came out, Friend kind of died out. And you need a Riley for a second tier team. So build a Riley, and Riley will be your first pick. Most likely. You'll just want to keep taking the Riley, and then you'll take probably like the Diana. It's really sad because you don't actually have like any of the meta units such as Molong, Carnal, Oliver, Nana. Just those units, you don't have those. So you have to play around with your units. Definitely a lot of counter picks have to be in play. And I will definitely pick out something that is accustomed and that could bring you back into the game. So, like, just so second turn, Lulu for sure right now, because you don't have a Riley. But even with the Riley, Lulu is a good pick. Savannah's still okay because she has 2 lives. Technically, you could make a somewhat tanky Savannah. And you need a stripper, technically, which you do with the Joe gun. I don't know how good Jogan is when you're not going fast, because obviously his skill 3 or skill 2 gets affected by speed. The slower you are, the earlier they pop back out. But right now, other than the ones I picked, there isn't anything great. I don't think I see affiliate being used in an RTA anyways. Yeah, just something like this that I just picked right now is probably what I'll run. Something like this. Riley will be first. Oh, whoa, where is that Draco coming from? Okay, yeah, Riley will be first pick. If you're picking first 2, I think it'll be Riley Juno, something like that. Riley Juno or Riley Vigor or Riley Diana, but that's double win, so I don't advise that. I would also build a Antares, which you don't have, so that's a bummer. Or Riley Riley, I guess John, if you want to go the high res route. There's a lot you could do, or Riley even Verd. Riley Verd is actually a good pick too. You want a triple revenge Verd. I don't know why you didn't build this. Yes, actually I do. You're going with Japanese Cleave, but again, it's not gonna work out. Your Japanese Cleave team could only take you up so far because these days F3 C1 they're pretty tanky, and with all the events that gave them the potential to get a unit that they want, an OP unit. If they picked out the Nana, the Abilio, yeah, just even though if they picked out the Nana or Abilio, you're kind of screwed, right? It's like a forced ban, and then they could bring out another unit that kind of counters your team, that's on double Nemesis Will, or that's really tanky, or that just has death prevention. It's not good for you. The meta, it does not fit a Japanese Cleave anymore, and I think that's why you barely see anybody running it. I think there are still people running it on the high levels, but that's because their rune quality is crazy. Their rune quality backs that kind of playstyle, but currently yours doesn't. So I think because you don't have that kind of rune quality, you'll want to go full on second turn right now and learn how to play second turn. Learn how to counter pick. I think that's the way you have to go. And maybe Lauren could be a good one, Frank could be a good one. These all could be pretty good for a second turn team, and this is what I'll run. I'm gonna tell you, if you're running a team like this, most of the time it'll come down to rune quality. Yes, pick and ban is a thing in lower levels still, but rune quality is much bigger than that, especially in the lower levels. If your rune quality is much higher than everybody else, then you could just slam them down. I just think right now, Diana is still super strong as a second turn unit. Even Leica, if they don't have a lot of water units or multi hits, Leica still could be very strong. Praha is a good unit. I think all the Orcas are just great. So if you put on a Violence Edge, it could be very annoying. If you put on high crit rate like you did right now, it doesn't have to have 85% accuracy. That's an overkill. It's a slot 6 accuracy, isn't it? It's not. Interesting. So, but you don't have to do that. You want to bring it down to like 40% and get more stats, get more HP, get more defense, get more speed, get higher crit rate, and make sure that you give her some artifacts that do additional damage, and then she'll start hitting hard. It's like a Juno, but just that a Juno that heals, doesn't have the passive. She most likely does the same thing for auto attacks anyways, for skill 1s anyways. For death prevention, you could use Vanessa and Triana so that your team doesn't get blown up in first turn. And Vigor is very good in the second turn team. I love the Vigor. Yes, it's fully scaled up. I don't know why you wouldn't use it. He has a awesome heal, speed buff, anti-crit, and then he has a skill 3 that does defense break, so a 3-turn defense break too, right? Yeah, so there's no reason for you to not use it. And finally, I can't emphasize this more, you have to use a Riley. You have to build a Riley. Riley is just too strong to ignore for a second turn team. Actually, there's also another good unit here, Cian. So yeah, I would build a Riley right away because that will be your first pick for sure. As soon as they take it, you're kind of screwed. You can actually incorporate the Odin too if you have the opportunity. I'll play more with this box and learn how to counter pick, learn how to play second turn, learn how to survive first turns, and go from that. Because right now your rune quality suits a second turn team. I think your box especially suits more of a second turn team, and Japanese Cleave is just not a good team right now. It's not a good play style. But that was it for this account review. He wanted mostly advice in RTA. I mean, his win rate, yeah, with the Japanese Cleave was only 49%, so I think it is a good time to switch out and see what else you could do. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think that this person should still run the Japanese Cleave, or if this person should try out a second turn team and especially build the Riley, because there are still many people that complain about her because she's so broken, right? Quote unquote broken. But yeah, that was it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.